For Sam Margin, vocalist and guitarist for the Rubens, the band's new album, Lo La Ru, feels like a long time coming, albeit for the best of reasons. The Rubens were approaching the end of the cycle for their second LP, Oops, and were beginning to ponder their third album when the title track took out the No. 1 spot on Triple J's Hottest 100 at the beginning of 2016. It yielded unique results. The Hottest 100 went through a spanner in the works in a good way, Margin says from Sydney, because we were probably coming to the peak of sales and interest in that record when the Hottest 100 happened, and that gave it a whole other bit of life, which was amazing. It doesn't usually happen like that. You don't normally get opportunities like that to get so much attention that far into an album cycle, so it was great. I guess that eventually finished in early 2017, and it was like, okay, it's time to really start writing and get on with finishing this third record. We've been having fun, but you want to play new material. We'd been writing, so we were really keen to get into the studio and get this next record going, keen to do things differently. The band engaged Rum the Jewels producers, collaborators, brothers Wilders Obi and Torbjörn Schwartz, aka Little Shalimar, whom they had first met at the 2013 Laneway Festival. We kept in touch loosely after that, and when we were in New York we caught up, Margin recalls. A mutual friend told me that they had produced the Run the Jewels albums. I had no idea. We'd always liked the idea of working with a hip-hop producer, but we didn't realize that we actually knew two of them, so it came to pass that hip-hop producers Obi and Schwartz came to Australia for a month to work with the Rubens. The band were musically wrong-footed in the best way, yeah, and that's what we were looking for, Margin says. We'd worked with the same producer twice before in the same studio in New York, so we were looking to shake it up a bit. We were looking for something fresh, and these guys brought that. The Rubens won the Triple J Hottest 100 in 2016. They're accomplished jazz musicians as well, not just straight-up hip-hop guys, and have done all sorts of genres. Which was great, because we're not a hip-hop act and we needed someone who could also approach our genre and help us with doing something more complex when it came to writing the beats and stuff. The process was really great, and we experimented a lot more than we ever have. Lo La Ru was recorded in a World War II bunker-turned-studio in Camden, NSW, just up the road from the band's hometown of Menangle. It was a nice mix of the familiar and the new. It was familiar and fun, but the other side of it was these two blokes from New York who'd never been there before, so showing them around and getting them immersed in the Aussie culture was a big part of the fun, Margin explains. And he loved it. So it was pretty special showing them our world, which is very different to the one they grew up in. With the album completed, a songwriting opportunity with April Breakthrough Songwriter of the Year winner Sarah Aarons resulted in a duet called Never Ever, a song so strong it became a late inclusion on the LP. Rather than just trying to get on radio and all that, we will be physically playing in front of over 500,000 people on that tour. Sam Margin. We'd finished, and with the pressure off we came up with something. Margin says. Elliot, Margin, keyboards, vocals, and I went in just to do a songwriting session just to see how the process of collaborating with someone worked. We thought we'd write something and get somebody else to take it. We wrote it in 5 hours, and you could just tell. There was no way we could include it without being a duet because it's back and forth and it needed Sarah's vocal on there. So that was also something new, and I'm so glad it happened. No sooner is Lo La Ru released than the Rubens embark on a mammoth tour, opening 36 shows for Pink on her massive Beautiful Trauma Australian tour, which opens in Perth tomorrow night. There would be no bigger way that an Australian band could play to new audiences in their own country. We could play to our own fans, and that's what we'll do on our own tour at the end of the year, Margin says. But when it comes to going and earning yourself some new fans live, you kind of have to be on a support tour with a bigger band than you, and the Pink tour is one of the biggest tours ever. Rather than just trying to get on radio and all that, we will be physically playing in front of over 500,000 people on that tour. It's perhaps the ultimate way to prove yourself and win people over in person, which is exciting. Lo La Ru is out now. The Rubens support Pink at Perth Arena on July 3 to 4 and 6 to 7. Tickets from Ticketek.